Bro, literally they just confirmed in July. In July, they are porting the engine to Unreal 5. Valorant is about to get overhauled, but let's take a step back. Okay, Riot just dropped a huge video. It is 10 minutes long. If you just want the information, I will link it down below. You can just watch the video itself. If you're interested in hearing me yap, you want a breakdown, you want a deeper dive into what's coming, this is big. This is genuinely the future of Valorant. I touched on it a little bit ago when they mentioned a couple things, but we didn't get such a deep dive. We have confirmation on how they're going to curb smurfing and details. We have new replay system footage. We have new map footage. We have a lot to get into. So let's get it started. I will show you clips from the announcement and then we gap.
First, I want to talk about abilities. We've seen a lot of conversation over the last few months about abilities in Valorant, especially when multiple abilities overlap and start to overwhelm combat in some scenarios.
We're looking at situations where ability combos can sometimes feel overwhelming in combat, and we recognize that adding new agents with new abilities can increase these feelings. We're going to be using Valorant's 5th year to take more of a holistic look at the game. Examine some of those spaces we've tried to disrupt or where some abilities are in terms of tuning. And as the game continues to change and you have a wider variety of abilities to deal with quickly, we need to make sure that it's easy to parse all the information at your disposal.
Okay, time for me to hop in. I had to do some heavy editing to get to a lot of the key points here, but they are well aware of ability overload. I touched on it in a previous video, but the idea here is that they mentioned agent tuning, meaning they are going to look at tuning agents down that are causing more ability overload. But here they also yap a lot about visual aspects, making it more obvious when health is going down. And that's, remember when the smoke update went through where you got little sprinkles before the smoke actually disappears. So they talked heavily on the visual clutter being adjusted through like basically graphic changes, which is not actually what I thought when they were going to talk about overload. I kind of wish they dived a little bit deeper into tuning, but in the end they did mention that they would tune down agents so we could see a hopefully more of a mass nerf to agent utility overall. Not like, you got to keep them interesting, you got to keep it special. That's what makes Valorant Valorant, but we don't want an overload. You never want to feel like you don't have any counterplay. You don't have a chance to take proper gunfights. So it's good that they're looking at making tunes and nerfing as well as some visual adjustments. We can't be complaining too much here. Next, they show the newest map. There's a lot of little details here, but the idea is that it's going to be a map that changes a lot on how we play Valorant. That's what they said in their own words, that sites will be more complex with more nuance to them, and we have more snippets here. I don't know. It's not too much to go off yet. The latest map should come out here in June, so basically this following month. That's all they wanted to show us. They didn't show us much, but you know, this part here is kind of important.
Each site is layered and complex, so that teams have to think pretty carefully about how you want to spend your utility to get onto site.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Riot is cooking and freshened up the game, or if they overcook and it becomes a very hard and annoying map to play. But there is some really interesting news when it comes to the latest map releasing. It is a complete rework to RR. Yes, ranked RR, how much we gain and lose. Listen here.
Most players are engaging with the new map for the first time in competitive already, and we want to better support learning the map in that competitive environment right away. So during that first patch cycle, which is 2 weeks, RR losses on the new map will be reduced by 50%. But don't worry, you'll still earn the full 100% when you win.
No, that's free ranks. No, I don't care. That is free RR. That is free RR because every game has one winning side, one losing side, of course, outside of a draw. But most games have one winning side, one losing side, meaning literally that entire 2-week duration, it is free RR to queue into that map. I don't know why I find it so funny, but you, by just playing that map, losing half the RR but still gaining normal is crazy. If you win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one for the entire 2 weeks, we are all just ranking up for free. Like, all you need is a 50% win rate to rank up, and you could lose 2, win 1 for 2 weeks straight and be the same rank. That is a huge swing. What the heck? I like the idea here. It's to incentivize us all to learn the new map, which is kind of wholesome as a community move. That's very rare on Riots. It really does shift the community to, hey, let's all do this together type of thing. But the concept is still really funny. I don't even know how to feel about it. I guess I don't really care, but I'm excited to just spam the new map. I mean, free RR, bro. I'm taking it. The next thing here, though, is to do with smurfing. A lot of you have been waiting for this exact moment. So smurfing is an issue, and this is what Riot has to say.
And that's an issue. So here's what's coming. First, we're increasing the barrier to sharing accounts, starting with multi-factor authentication. Our plan is to require MFA, something like app or SMS verification, primarily for suspicious cases, and we're looking into it for all competitive accounts as well. Our goal here is to have more clarity and guardrails around who is playing on an account. We're planning to launch this year with more specific details to come. Second, we'll be adding an additional reporting category for players that are abusing matchmaking systems.
Okay, so let's start with the simpler one. A new reporting category is for them to get more data, and this also means that they are open to punishing Smurfs more consistently, right? Because the reports do work, and we usually get feedback, but there was never a Smurfing one, so we never got feedback if we got a Smurf ban. But now, if we know there's a Smurf and we get that new reporting feature, hopefully there's also new feedback, so we are on top of it when we know we're doing our job with that reporting system and giving them data. They also mentioned 2FA, two-factor authentication will be required for ranked accounts. That is huge. That is huge. That is huge. That is huge. Is there ways around this where people can have multiple accounts with 2FA? Yes, but it is a huge barrier of entry. A lot of the best ones are still paid, meaning it's going to cost more to Smurf, and anytime you add a barrier of entry, it's good. Now, it seems that it's not going to just be a sweeping change where everyone has to just 2FA. It looks like suspicious activity will make someone 2FA, which is an interesting idea, but it still means they're going to get away with it for a little bit. So we gotta say this is to be determined in terms of how effective it'll be. Riot is looking at it. They're making changes. I cannot judge these changes because I need to see how they change the game. I can't be too quick to judge. I can't be super mean and I can't be super positive. So I'm just going to say those changes are coming. They are addressing it, which is better than not addressing it. But we're all going to have to cross our fingers that it is substantial enough to actually impact our games and clean them up more.
I wanted to give an update about something we talked about earlier this year. We're adding more visibility into your behavior standing. Here's what we plan for it to look like. You can see any active warnings or penalties on your account, along with what penalties may be coming next if you don't shape up. This is also launching later this year.
This is actually really interesting. So you kind of stay on top of your account standing. I think this is a good quality of life, and it gives you more of a heads up because some of us have internet problems. Some of us do rage. They basically say they know that everyone is human and that it's a competitive game, but you understand what consequences are coming next. Meaning, if you have that game where the throw was so bad or the toxicity was so bad, it actually might be less likely to happen, because if that player has already been warned and it literally has an account standing in their face that, hey, you're about to get banned if you do anything else, it actually might sway him away. And it actually might save a few people from really bad games, or trolls, or AFKs, or throwers, etc. Will it? I don't know. But at the very least, it's definitely a quality of life update. There's at least that, a bare minimum. It's a nice visual update. The next part might be the most loaded part. Like, we have replays, we have Smurfs, we have like so many other things coming, right? So many other things. They even hinted maybe at ranked rewards coming, but you know, not fully, but maybe. But this next one is the biggest freaking change. It is more information on the port to Unreal Engine 5. The complete overhaul of Valorant, like it or not. Sure, they're not going to maybe visually make it look like an overhaul, or maybe we won't notice things, but I don't know, because they mentioned a few, like, okay, I'm going to shut up, listen, then we'll talk, because what the heck?
The game engine itself. We've been building Valorant in Unreal 4 for over 10 years, and the time is right to upgrade to Unreal 5. Coming soon in patch 11.02 around the end of July. The patch on release day will be a significantly large download to change the engine out, so we really appreciate your patience. In the short term, we've gone to great lengths to make sure that the upgrade doesn't disrupt your gameplay, so the game's overall look, feel, and all your crazy lineups should still be similar.
Wait. His wording? I don't know why. Listen, sometimes there's nothing confirmed, right? But sometimes you get a feeling, and it's that wording where the overall look, the overall lineups, the overall should be similar, not the same. There's going to be changes. Some lineups will no longer work. Some details on the maps will change. It'll be similar, but they don't say the same. And what about our frames? Well, okay, they touch on that next.
Will, however, come with changes that will improve frame rate performance, make patch downloads faster in the future, and there will also be a special gun buddy to commemorate the occasion for everybody that logs in while the 11.02 patch is still live. Over the long term, bringing Val onto Unreal 5 will enable a whole host of new possibilities, and we can't wait for you to see where we're going in the years ahead.
Bro, that is insane. They are promising better frames. I don't know how much I believe it. We'll have to see. That's to be determined. I think this change in July is the biggest one yet. Not only is it soon and around the corner, but it's just going to be very substantial. Like, we're going to see posts everywhere like, this no longer works. Oh, there's a new lineup here. Oh, what's up with this? Oh, what's up? This is massive. Maybe I'm overblowing it. And if I am, okay, fine. That's a little boring. I don't mind a huge shakeup, but it also opens up a huge amount of possibilities. Back in the, like, when they first announced Unreal Engine 5, They also mentioned that there'll be new experiences. So it's right now not just porting, but they mentioned it also here at the end, like we can't wait for the future of Valorant. So they're also porting with a lot of new content in mind and new experiences. Part of me hopes PvE or short little cinematics that play with a little story mode, we get to improve on the lore. And I don't know, I hope they go beyond just esports, because they did touch on esports in this video as well. And to me, it's just blah, 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 blah. I don't really care. Yes, they're going to bring connection between T1, T2, and T3 or something. And like, you know, this was also made before all the drama going on. Esports is important. It's hype. It's fucking awesome, especially at peak. But to me, it's not the main focus of Valorant, but that's just my opinion, right? So I didn't touch on it too much. Anyways, the last thing that is important is the replay system. Basically, nice and simple. Here's the gameplay here. We can fast forward, we can jump, we can free spectate, like, you know, move around in fly mode. You can go between every single player. It's very basic. It doesn't look like any insane features, but it's what we need to get started. And they are calling it the launch version, meaning I assume they actually have other features in mind on the way as well. I'm happy about this. I'm not going to complain about this. This looks solid. I hope it's smooth. I hope that we can easily share each other's replays. Like one of you want to send me your video or your replay for me to review. I hope that's easy to do, but as long as all that checks out, then okay, we're good to go. So yeah, that's a bombshell. That is a bombshell. And I usually yap a lot. The fact that I didn't over yap is because I feel a lot of it's to be determined. There is so much news. I am extremely excited because I want Valorant to shake up. I want new features. I want Smurfs to be reduced. I want that replay system. I want new experiences. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I want from Valorant. And there's a lot of people, like if you're watching this video and you made it this far into the video, you care about the game, like it or not, one way or another. You're like, I like this game, I'm invested in its future. It's already been 5 years, half a decade, and this huge shift here is because they are focused on the next half decade, right? Valorant is in it, or Riot is in it for the long term, and they're proving it here. I am someone who's usually pessimistic. I'm someone who's made so many critical videos on Riot, and I'm sure it is not going to be the last time I do. I am sure I'm going to have to yap and complain more in the future when it is the right thing to do. But for now, as we start the summer, the weather's getting better, a lot of people are out of school, a lot of people are chilling. I want to bring in a little bit of optimism. I want to hope that these changes through the summer into July and the replay in September all come out smoothly, and Valorant has a nice little bump up, a little bit of a revival, a nice fresh of breath air. That's it. I'm gonna leave on that. I'm gonna be fucking corny as hell. Anyways, let me know what you think down below. Okay, bye.